State Park. The park's so nice, we came here twice. Top of the morning to ya. Sunday morning, September 1st. A date that has some significance to the two of us.
A little bit.
It's our wedding anniversary.
Oh, I thought it was the anniversary of getting the...
That too. You don't want me to kiss him, so. Anyway, as you see, we've got some good eats coming up here. So we get a little bit of grub inside of us, and then we'll take a long walk around the park. We're going to do a proper campground review of Lake Greenwood State Park, since we didn't do that last year. We were too busy trying to figure out what the heck we were doing with this thing last year. So we're going to show you the highlights of the place and tell you what we think about it, and kind of get you caught up to speed on what this place is like, and that way you can decide if you might want to try it. And a little walk around Lake Greenwood State Park will show you what there is to see and tell you what we think about it, assuming you care.
What?
Keeping in mind that Lake Greenwood is one of the original 16 Civilian Conservation Corps parks laid out in the late 30s. This campground was laid out in the days of tents and, if trailers at all, smaller trailers. So we're here Labor Day weekend, and you'll notice it's packed, people. These sites are close together. Now, we came for our very first trip, as we've told you before. I think it was 3 weeks after Labor Day. It was late September. So, of course, it was not anywhere near this crowded, and we did not at that time notice how tightly these spaces were. We're noticing it this weekend. So, if you choose to come to Lake Greenwood, you'll have to kind of keep the calendar in mind. It's apparent that this is a happening spot with weekenders, holidayers, families, the like.
That's right.
And in our short RVing experience, we have never seen more golf carts in the span of a weekend than we have this weekend. So again, if you choose to come to Lake Greenwood on a busy weekend, that may be something you have to consider. Now, that being said about the crowd, that's not the park's fault. Fault's not the right word. Look, the park itself is lovely.
It is.
This place is green and lush. Lake Greenwood is a lovely to view lake. I think it's almost 11,000 acres. 2 different boat ramps here. 2 different campgrounds. We'll probably want to show you the one that we're in.
We're in Campground 1.
Yeah, because we're the only campers here that don't have golf carts, so we're not gonna
Or boats.
or boats to cruise over to the other campground. So we're on foot. But the place itself is lovely, and we've got more of it to show you. The dump station. We all must come here sooner or later. Recycling and refuse facilities, which we're going to make use of while we're here. Now we're coming up on the area where they have the picnic shelters, the swimming beach.
And the day use areas.
We took a stroll over here last year and jumped in the lake for a few minutes. Thankfully for you folks, no footage of that. You guys have had enough of water sports from us, probably. We strolled down towards the shelters, and believe it or not, folks, I did a little bit of research this morning. If memory serves, there are 4 of these shelters down here. Reservable for group gatherings, family reunions, church functions, and the like. And kind of, sorta, in the geometric center of all the shelters is a playground. We'll get a closer look at the playground. Oh, that breeze feels good. Ah. Still, lots of opportunities for little ones to break their necks. I'm not wishing that they would, I'm just saying that there's the chance they could. Let's take a look at the swimming beach. Real nice little alcove off one finger of a lake, so to speak. And again, we swam last year. It's pretty nice for what it is. I believe there's a pier of some sort out here. When you call South Carolina State Park, when they answer the phone, the first thing they say is, "It's a beautiful day in South Carolina." This is what they're talking about.
Today is a beautiful day.
Now, in the golf carter's defense, this area of the park is removed enough from the campgrounds that even though we walked it, it's a pretty good walk.
It's a little bit of a hike.
So I can certainly understand if you've got a family with small children, rambunctious, got a big beach bag or a cooler, and you're wanting to lug it all from the campground over here, I can see the utility of a golf cart in that respect. Coming up on another portion of the day use area. This is a little miniature peninsula jutting out into the lake. A few picnic tables, lots of lush grass, a few shade trees, and more swimming access. Just lovely. That was the day use area. Now we're headed back towards the campground, but we will pass the park office as we go, so we'll take a quick stop there and let you see that place, what you'd see when you check in, and the museum in there, the Civilian Conservation Corps Museum. Very interesting. And then we'll head back to the campground and check out the last few things we missed and kind of sum things up, tell you what we think. I'll also give the park credit. Lots of overflow parking. This is the day use area side, and there's as we showed you earlier, there's another lot about the same size on the campground side. So lots of opportunities to bring a fleet of vehicles with you if you so choose.
Or boat trailers.
Oh, there's that, true. This is the park office. This is where you would stop to check in upon arrival. You'd come in the gate of the park up here. You see there's a quote-unquote guard shack, gate shack. In our experience, that shack is not always manned. So I'm not quite sure
What the hours?
how police state rigid they are about entry. But nonetheless, that's where you'd start, and you'd come in and stop right here to check in indoors. Wi-Fi usually. Ooh. Meeting facilities for conferences and business gatherings and such. Nice little porch, veranda, patio, pick your term.
Right outside of the museum.
Yeah, this is the rear of the park office. And you step out of the doors and this is the view you get. Wowza. Probably nice for weddings, wouldn't you think?
Definitely.
Have your center of attention right there. All the crowd ramped up like this. So another point in this place is favorite.
Definitely. I love it.
Okay, back to the campground. Dump station at each of the 2 campgrounds, so no need to worry about leaving one campground to come to another when it comes time to do the do, or do the doings. As we come back to our campground, Campground 1, let me give you a few details, a little bit more data. Between the 2 campgrounds, there are 125 sites. All of them are electric and water. The vast majority of the electric posts are 30, 50. I think a couple of them are 50 only for big rigs. South Carolina Parks does not advertise it, but there are a handful of sites here that have sewer. There's this one leg going down this way before it makes the curve around. Supposedly all those sites have sewer, or most of them do. And here's the entrance to the hiking trail. We did this last year and may do it later this afternoon. We haven't decided. This shoreline trail is a little bit less than a mile. And we can speak from experience, it's not terribly difficult.
No.
In weather such as this, it's pretty darn warm, but it's nice. Several spots where you have pretty lake views.
Several benches along the way on the water's edge. We took a video from our first trip last year. Oh, that's fun.
Which you could see right here if you wanted to. And as I tell you about the bathhouses, I'll drop in a few images and show you what they look like. But I'll tell you while you're seeing, the bathhouses are incredibly clean. I will give South Carolina PRT credit for that. And I'm not even just one morning. Each morning that we've been over there, they've been clean to the point that I think it was yesterday morning, the disinfectant fumes almost burnt my eyes. That's how clean it was. But very nice. No paper products. Bring your own toiletries and soap. Toilet paper are the only paper products in the bathhouses, so you'll have to supply anything else yourself. Okay, and here are where the spots with sewer begin. Again, I'm not sure exactly how many, but I don't think it's any more than 6 or 7. These are your waterfront spots. And it may go without saying, but I'll say it anyway. Of course, this is lakefront. There's slope down to the water level. So in just about any spot you'd be in, as you can see, there's going to be some leveling involved. We've seen some Class A's with the auto levelers having the front wheels all the way off the ground, and some stab jacks stretched to the max, and there you go. So that's something to keep in mind when choosing your site, taking your rig's length and how much effort you're willing to put into leveling up when you get here. Hey, we know that rig.
Yep.
Now, who would do such a thing? Back to our little home away from home for the long weekend. Move out day, Monday morning, Labor Day. Time to head out. We are just about completely broken down. We still have to hitch up and go, but we want to take this last opportunity to give you our final thoughts in this review of Lake Greenwood State Park outside of 96, South Carolina. And as you know, this is our second trip here, and we
have mixed reviews.
We like it probably as much as we did the first time we came. The first time we came, we really couldn't concentrate on it as much as we could this time, because that was our very first trip. We were kind of anxious about doing things properly. Well, this time we were able to relax and kind of take in the surroundings a little bit more, and it is a lovely place. Do not get me wrong. Beautiful scenery. The lake behind the camera here, breeze coming off. It's lovely here. Nice folks staffing the park. I don't think I would come here on a holiday weekend ever again, though. And understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, understanding that it takes all kinds to make an RVing community. And some folks really like lots of families around, pets, a lot of kids playing,
Party
atmosphere. That's fine. And if you like that, hey, on a holiday weekend, this is the place to be. If you like peace and tranquility and silence and reflective contemplation, and then this might not be the place to come on a holiday weekend, if at all.
There were a lot of options of things to do. There were separate areas so that you could kind of get away from the campground. Some of the different shelters that are here, and I think we decided there are 3, not 4, but there are areas in which you can go and spread out and get a little room for yourselves, whether you enjoy the lake or if you just want to throw a frisbee around. There are areas that you can get a little more space to have some time together, or with the family, or take the dogs for a walk, or what have you.
If you want to book here at Lake Greenwood State Park, be sure to do it well in advance. This is a popular destination in this part of western South Carolina. The state park offers 13 months in advance booking. I think we booked 6 or 7 months thereabouts. And we had spots to choose from when we did book. So you've probably got some leeway in that respect, but just kind of keep that in mind if you choose to look into coming here. Rates are fairly reasonable, I think, for how nice it is and how accessible it is. I think we paid something like $32 a night, and for a holiday weekend, I guess that's not unreasonable.
That's great.
On that note, I guess we will put a ribbon on this review of Lake Greenwood State Park. Again, we recommend it with some stipulations. I'm sure we will seriously consider coming here again. I'm also sure that we will not consider coming here again on a holiday weekend. So on that note, we're going to hitch up and try to get back to the house, and hope that we see you again in the next video. And what is that thing we always tell them?
Keep living and learning.